I mean, this is phenomenal. This is straight ahead of us in the town. There, that's Bellevue. You can see all of Lake Washington now. And in the distance over there is Seattle. Well, hello again. Hello. Another training route today. And I'm going to try and attempt to do the Three Summits loop here at Tiger Mountain. And you can see I'm actually right next to the this is the actual freeway. This is the I-90, and that I-90 there goes all the way to Boston, believe it or not. Anyway, it's a chilly 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's rainy, stormy, a bit sleety. But anyway, I thought I would do this so I could actually see how it was going to turn out with the waterproofs today. It's about an 8.5 mile hike today, and I think the elevation again is about 2,800 feet. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this is the start of the loop trail here. We're going to do 3 summits. We're going to do West Tiger number 1, which has been up before, and then continue on to 2 and 3, and then back again. And hopefully we'll see how that goes. So let's get going. So it's this path sort of walks sort of parallel to the road for a little bit before turning up the hill. You can see it's old growth forest in here. But I'll tell you something else, it's freaking cold. So all I've got on at the moment is I've got a merino wool t-shirt on underneath here, a lycra windbreaker, and then just my top. I do have a fleecy puff in the back, but normally it gets so hot so quick I decided to leave it in there. I haven't even put on my rain trousers yet, but they're in the back of the rucksack, so easy access, and they go on really quick. But I expect when we start climbing up here I'll warm up quite quick. See how it goes. So I actually started watching Hayes Outdoors again. I don't think I actually watched him all the way through of his Cape Wrath trail, but I'll tell you what, man, that guy really, this second day was something crazy. I think he just must be fit as a fiddle, because he did about, the first day he did about 15 miles. I did about 18 miles the next day, which is just outrageous. Looks like I'm coming into another car park area here. This must be a little connector trail to the Tradition Lake hike. There's so many trails in this Tiger Mountain here. So I should say where Tiger Mountain is. It's actually just east of Seattle, about 15 miles, and just outside a town called Issaquah. Yeah, so this just takes you to the connector trail. You can see us coming in here. So I have to get the map out to see where I'm supposed to. I didn't know you could even park here. Huh, I just parked back at the other place. Oh, so it's an actual car park area here. That's probably what the... Huh. Okay. Well, first thing is, let's look at the map and see where the hell we're going. I've actually got it running on my phone too, so quite quickly here we'll see where we are. I've got a GPS in my pocket. Yeah, I'm here. So basically yeah, that's what I thought. You go past road closed. I don't know whether, oh, it's around here. Well, that's actually interesting. I had no idea where I parked before. Is I could have just came right around here and parked at High Point. Huh. Oh well, never mind. the map told me that's where the trailhead started, so we will say that's a start. But yeah, just a walk along this road for a bit. Hold on. No. See, I almost did that wrong there. That was me taking me back to the cable line trail. Get a bit confused there. This one is actually, yeah, I was going the wrong way. So good, always good to double check your map. Yeah, a multitude of trails in this place. Just crazy the number of trails you can get in this place. You can see it's quite a large car parking area. Anyway, okay, we'll get it better once we're on the trail more. Let's me just past the outhouses here, and they have a picnic shelter here in the back. But it's actually quite confusing to start. There's a multitude of, if you look at the phone here, just right at the start here, there's a multitude of trails. So you just have to make sure you get the right one. So main trails. That's too funny. Very confusing. Yeah. Yeah. There's the. This is a picnic lake, a sort of picnic trail walk, and this is the now on the main walk. So, yeah, I am now. As you can see here, I'm now actually walking up the main road. So let's just check this. Eventually I'll turn up the hill. So here we go. West Tiger number 3 trail, viewpoint 3 miles. That's pretty good. Found it. So this is goodness. Let's get up this one. Yeah, this route I'm taking here today, route. Yeah, what would you say here? Americans say route. I normally say route. So, been here too long, I guess, 24 years. Yeah, this one I don't believe it's anywhere near as steep as the section line trail, which we did a few weeks back. And you can see that in an earlier video. And here's the Tiger Mountain Trail. I mean, they just get millions of them. Elevation 5, High Tiger Mountain Trail, High Point Trail 2.5 miles, West Tiger Railroad Grade 4.4 miles. Wow. So we are not doing this one. We are doing this one. So I have actually, as I said, I got the Garmin in my pocket, so I don't get lost. I've been told, according to the reports of this trail, is at the top because of all the lumbering that's been going on. They've left quite a scar on the land, and it's hard to actually pick out the trail, people were saying, and it's quite easy to get lost. So you really need either map and paper, map and phone, map and GPS, and follow the existing trail track. So I have an existing trail track on my Garmin here in my pocket to follow, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, well, let's catch up with this one later and see how this goes. And the sun's coming out, so the forecast was supposed to be rain up until about 11 o'clock. This is now 12 o'clock, which it was. And my adventure buddy Amanda was supposed to come today, but she hasn't got any decent waterproofs yet, so we just said may as well just stay at home on this one, and she can catch up with me the next time. So no Amanda this time, unfortunately, just plain old Ian. Okay, let's get this going. Oh yeah, as I predicted, it's getting hot already. But through the gap here, I don't know if you can make it any distance, there's a lake. That's actually Lake Sammamish. And way beyond that is Bellevue, the high rise. But yeah, getting quite quickly. It's just like, it's certainly just like not as steep at this point yet as a section line trail for sure, but it's in as the sun's coming out, as the weather predicted with blue skies. Oh, Amanda, you should have came. My fault. Not for looking for the weather forecast when the rain was going to go off. Anyway, well, it's mainly a large wooded trail, and you can't see unfortunately, it'd be great if we could get these cameras to show you how steep it is. It's not that steep at the moment, but there's quite a few sections on this hike where it's 25 to 32% gradient, albeit for short sections. I think the majority of it's about 12%. So yeah, that's still like in UK terms. 10% gradient is basically a 1 in 10 hill. Back in the UK, 25% is a 1 in 4. So like, 33 is a 1 in 3. So you know that's when you're climbing like stairs. But anyway, it's turned out quite pleasant. So I'll put this away at the moment and we'll catch you a little bit later. So this is the first little break. Waterproof's coming off. Absolutely sweating already. And I'm only about 15 minutes into the walk. And see if we can show where we are here. This should yeah. So I can, yeah, so there you go. You can see where I am here on this walk. So just to start to get to the switchbacks up here. So it says I've actually done, if you can believe this thing, 509 feet elevation gain so far in half an hour. I've done 1.3 miles. So it's actually rising a little bit steeper here than what I thought. But anyway, onwards and upwards. And just this through the woods here, that other ridge there, that's the one we'd walked up before. And we'll get up to the top of here, but this one actually winds its way around and it's a little bit gentler. This is an interesting little trail. It goes up little steep sections and then it sort of flattens out a bit like this, and then it goes back up steep sections again. So you have a lot of you do have a little bit of a breather, which is good. Can't complain. I'm just looking at these action cam, the batteries here. I just want to make sure these batteries are going to last on this sucker, and seems to go down quite quick on it. But I've got you can't disable the Wi-Fi unfortunately, but I've got all the voice control turned off, so hopefully it'll last. And you can see the weather starting to pick up the blue skies. That was cool, huh? And you can see through there. Definitely you should be able to see Lake Washington in the background. Not Lake Washington, Lake Sammamish in the background there. And you can see actually the top of the lake through the trees there. You can see some multi-storey flats. That's a Bellevue, and South is off to the left of that. So yeah, so I passed the sign past there about maybe a quarter mile ago, I guess. It said 1.9, so it's probably about 1.7 miles to the top of this. Oh, the first summit, which is West Tiger number 2. Sorry, number 3. So I think it was 321. So I think I thought it was at West Tiger 3 before, but it must be West Tiger 2. Got myself confused. But yeah, and this is the town of Issaquah through here. But so far it's quite pleasant. Definitely hot. Temperature's about 43 here, so you know, if it's raining and it's warm in Scotland, normally it's never raining and warm in Scotland, which is good, but definitely going to be sweating my guts off, I think. So I'm praying for a bit of wind and a slight drizzle. I have to admit. Okay, let's go onwards and upwards. So this is me, we've got to one of these sections again. It's a little flattened off. I'm at like 1750 feet. And actually it is with summit number 3, which was the other video we climbed up. This is 2,500 feet, so we've got like 800 feet to gain here to get to the first summit. And yeah, this one actually, I forgot, this hike starts at about 450 feet elevation, whereas the one down at the high scale is probably about 100 feet. So it's much steeper. And I've been hiking for an hour, covered 2 miles, and I've got about 1,300 feet elevation again. And it just shows you this is not as steep as the Poo-Poo Point. That actually goes from about 150 feet again up to 1,800 feet, and it's 2 miles long. And it normally take an hour to do that. So this one is obviously a little bit, it's got a little bit more flat parts. But there's actually people on the trail today too, which is good.
Yeah,
Morning.
So like, hello.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. And this actual trail here, it does join onto what was the railroad grade, where Amanda, Andrew and I hiked up section line, and it joins that railroad grade, and we walked along it and it joins where this comes out, which is not too far up here. And then from there it just walks up the ridge until we get to the West Summit number 3. And I didn't bring the drone today because the forecast, I thought it was going to be pouring rain, and it's not yet. One thing's for sure, temperature's about 40 degrees here, and I am hot. So it's going to be more of an issue on the Cape Wrath Trail, trying to keep cool for me. I've seen all these people, they all get bundled up in their tents, but I don't think I'll have a problem with that. Anyway, let's go on, and so we'll set views from the summit today. It's going towards the top of this section where the railroad grade trail I mentioned earlier should join us. Yep, there you go. Ooh. Yeah. Actually, maybe not yet, but don't know where that one goes to. But 0.9 miles, so still a ways to go. Keep on hiking, keep on hiking my way. All these stairs are rolling, one day go somewhere. One day we'll go somewhere. Time for the waterproofs. It just started snowing. Sleet snow. Sleet snow. Let me get my gear on. Okay. To Spring, Pacific Northwest. Just past the guy there, and yeah, he says up at the top I can see it coming over. He thought it'd go off, but it'll probably come back on again. But I'm getting higher and higher, so we shall see. Okay, just about to go onto the ridge here. I'm on this section I've walked before now, so from here we just turn the corner onto the ridge and then up to the top. Just came to that clearing. You can see there's a trace of snow here, and the radio tower there, I believe that's summit number 2. There's one more after that behind that, but I think that's number 2. So basically that ridge just comes down there, comes to summit number 3 where we got to the last time. So let's just up this. That's me holding the camera level so you can see the trail disappear below me. So it's reasonably steep here, just to get that elevation gain. Yeah, I'd say this is about a 1 in. Yeah, this is reasonably steep. Yeah, you can actually see the final summit. There's a set of radio towers over there. So yeah, that's where we're going. And here we go. Tiger West summit number 3. Hi. Can't believe I put on all my waterproof just for it to go off. There we go. Wow. Nobody up here this time around. Good views of Seattle in the distance over there. This is the Squawk Mountain here. This is the Tiger Mountain where the paragliders take off from. And it's looking towards the south, Puget Sound. So yeah, it's pretty good. Drink of water and continue on here. Tiger number 3, 2,522. So you can see the trail down there. Yeah. So I have to get down there, so you can see why the trail's been disbanded. So I stick on my hats, and this is looking towards Mount Si, which is completely in snow. Cool. That's a chilly wind. Yeah, that's a really chilly wind. But welcome to Pacific Northwest, folks. How cool is this? The only people and the only person at top, huh? Anyway, you see why I love it, the Pacific Northwest. Okay, let's go on. So just coming up on Tiger Summit number 2 behind me. But folks, check this out. I mean, this is phenomenal. So straight ahead of us is the town there, that's Bellevue. You can see all of Lake Washington now. And in the distance over there is Seattle. You can make out, and then the Olympic Mountains is behind that, all the clouds. And we pan around looking up to the top of Lake Sammamish. And then this is the Snoqualmie Valley I've mentioned many a time. So Duval is basically right up there where I live. And you can see there's the wind is actually coming from the south here, southwest. Yeah, the wind is coming from the southwest, so this stuff above me is actually passing overhead. So I'll actually have missed the rare snow if it did decide to come down, which is cool. But yeah, you can see away the distance there, Mount Si is all covered in snow, etc. But so cool. I've never been up here before. I've never been this high before. So well, I've been up here in my paraglider, but last time I was up here in my paraglider there was trees everywhere, but you can see they've all been cut down, so not recognisable too much. Anyway, I'll put this away just now and get some more pictures at the top. Now heading from summit number 2 to summit number 3 up there, after which it goes onto a ridge and then it turns, goes back and goes back again. But I'm making good progress on this road here. So the wind is behind me. Yeah, the wind is now coming from the south. Earlier it was coming, well actually it was coming from the northwest. It's actually just, I'm in Lee, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's coming from the west, so it's pushing all these clouds away. So I'm actually going to make it fine. There's a bit of a dark one here, and you can see in the distance there there's a snow, there's some hail and snow coming down, so I'll be able to get up here, and it was a bit exposed as you can see, it's pretty exposed here, so I want to get up and into the tree line again as quick as I can, and that'll give me protection. So yeah, another thing is I'm actually feeling really good. Maybe it was the leftover chicken tikka masala I had for my breakfast this morning, and that wasn't out a dehydrated food bag. No, that was actually a real Indian restaurant. So I thought zap up in that. So I've only been drinking water here. I do have some snacked beef jerky in here and some peanuts and things, so it's, I should be okay for food. And I've still drank half a litre of water. I've got another litre left, so I'm all good there too. It's actually funny seeing it from behind Tiger here. So the Tiger Mountain is this, where we launched from is this hump down there, and behind it, we don't normally come in here on west days because on a west day when the wind's blowing this way, when you turn around and try to push back out, you sink quite badly, and there's no landing places. Well, I mean, you could land in this road now, I guess. I didn't realise, but yeah, you could easily land a paraglider on these forest tracks. So yeah, one more hike on the top of that sucker, and we'll be good. Well, I kid you not, let's hike up the road here. After hiking down from Tiger West Summit 2 up to Tiger West Summit number 1 here, this is the steepest road I've been on. I can't even remember. This has to be a solid 1 in 3 easily, the whole freaking way up. And I'm just about at the top here, I'm glad to say, but holy smoly, that was tough. So I'm now up at just about there, actually, at the top. I don't think I can go up to the radio towers, but welcome to a hiker's hut. Oh, check this, got a hiker's hut. Elevation 2,800 feet. Trail reroutes. Segments of the poop up. Wow. Spring 2003, the reroute. Wow, check this out. A hiker's hut. Like the bench. Wow. Trail reroute. Decommissioned trail segments. Wow. So you have to go down the Poo Top Trail and then up the Preston Trail, I think. Huh. So this is where you can easily get lost. Check this out. What's in here? This is as close as you'll get to a bothy. Wow. There's a bone there. Very cool. I did not know that existed. Yeah, but that's cool. Right, so I have to go and find the freaking trail here now. So okie dokie, let's get busy. So this is the Poop Top Trail, because due to levels of near emissions, near the non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation, it's telling me not to go this way, so I have to go down through here, which is where it's off the actual trail loop, but I have the actual trail marked on the map here, so I should be able to follow it, and it'll join on further back down. So let's go. Well, that was a little bit of a detour. I couldn't actually film it because I need both hands. It's actually really snowy in there. It's a single track, and when I say single track, I mean like 1 foot in front of the other with a really steep bank straight down. I mean almost vertical bank. You slip there in a certain section, you'd have been not too happy. I have no idea what the hell they were planning there. Anyway, so this is us now through the back end of the towers up there. Get through this logging they've done here to on the catch on Preston Trail, and then from the Preston Trail we'll look back onto the original trail because they're decommissioning a lot of it here, but that was signposted for Preston Trail, which we go back down a little bit and then we can shoot back on hopefully onto the other one, which will be good. So yeah, past these radio stations up here we should be fine. So you see actually in the way the distance is Mount Si there, Mount Washington, and looking south that looks really bad down there. So we've got had the best of the weather today, best of the weather. Can't get the light showing fine here, but anyway, okay, I'm going to get through this stuff and we'll hook it up at the other side here. So that's me back down to the other side of this little detour I had to come through here. So the trail I should be on is actually down here. You can actually see it here. See these little orange flags? I'll just go on further here and drop down onto it once we clear it. It's all picked back up again in the woods. So yeah, I would say that weather there's coming my way. But luckily, as fate would have it, I'm just about to go back into the woods. Yabba dabba do, baby. So yeah, and my legs feel great, so I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think I'll actually do anything like this on the actual Cape Wrath Trail in one day. I mean, I'll do 8.5 miles, but I don't think I'll be doing 2,700 feet elevation again. Anyway, let me get my bearings up here. Next time we see you, I should be back in the woods. Just getting on to this other path here. I thought there might have been a way to connect from the road through the trees there, but the snow's too much. But it gives you a chance to come through and see these super radio towers. Amazing. Massive satellite dishes. So yeah, this may just sort of a detour to cut back onto the trail because of all the clear cutting. It's a bit of a pain. Yeah, you see people walk down here. Oh, pigs here. Nightmare. Okie dokie, catch you in a minute. So this is me. Just came across that scar, and then luckily there's a little bit of snow here, so that makes life easy because there's a guy must have been in front of me today and his footprints are here. So this is still on this detour to catch back up onto the actual trail again. Not too far from here. I think actually what they've done is they've marked trees also. If you actually have a look, they get like orange markers on the trees, so that helps. Yeah, I thought I might have been able to come in back through there, but the snow was too deep. Yeah, they've painted markers on the trees, I think, for the hikers. Well, saying that, I don't see this guy's feet anymore, but this is definitely a trail. So I'll have a quick look. Should just be here. I was expecting it to be about here. Oh yeah. Oh no, I see. I've missed it. Yeah, it's just actually, I just missed it. So this guy I wondered what happened there. So it just shows you, check your map guys. I went too far, I lost his, it's actually through here, I lost his trail. Yeah, here's his boots now. It's always good to double check. He's been yeah. Where is this going? I think he's got a bit lost himself. Man. Ah, here we go. So look for the white. Here's the trail here. Finally. Yeah, so that is yeah, that's actually quite easy to miss. They have put white markers on the trees, guys. So just follow the white markers through this section here, and you should be good. Yeah, that's much easier. Much easier now. Okie dokie. I'm going to walk on a little bit here, and then when I get back onto the main loop trail, I'll stop and have a wee snack. Okay. Finally through that. That was a long-winded way. I think the trail used to go up there, you see, to the towers, but you had to walk all the way around the back of them, and then down and then along through here. So there you go. Back on it again. Oh well. Yeah, so I'm going to have a wee snack here. So cool. So I just cleared the tree line back there. So not a tree line, a snow line. And just heading back down there is back into this. This trail obviously is not used too often compared to the other sections up to the, I would say probably up to, most people maybe just go to that first summit, or maybe the second one, but certainly that, not the third one. The road up to that third one is steep as hell, and once you're behind that, it's they've changed all the routes, as you saw. But anyway, sun's coming back out again. I've been very lucky with the weather. It's turned out great, so I haven't had a chance to really test all my wet gear, but this is a pretty rugged normal stuff here. So yeah, definitely Cape Wrath material, this trail, this hike today, and the last one as well. So I'm feeling pretty good about this actually. I mean, I've got quite a few months to go. This is actually the 19th of April. I don't actually leave till August the 11th, so I should be able to get pretty fit by then. I haven't done anything more than 10 miles in terms of distance hiking, but this is definitely this will be 8.5 miles of 3,000 elevation gain today, so I think knowing I can do that. The only thing that's missing from my backpack here is obviously the food, but that's about 4 or 5 pounds. Actually, it might be 10 pounds missing, because if I take the drone which is my intention. And that's actually £3 in weight, and then plus the food, probably take up to £10. And that's interesting. That means I'll get closer to. Oh no, that's a lie because the drone's not in it. Sorry, that's what it is. Yeah, I wonder why I was feeling lighter today. Yeah, because I took a drone out. So instead of £22, it's only £19 in here. Yeah, so by the time I put the drone back in and put the food in, I'll be up at the £27-28, which is sub 30, which is what I was aiming for. Now my plan is not to take food for the whole trip, like Hayes Outdoors did when I watched his video today. That's crazy, man. That guy did it in such a quick time. My plan is actually just to take another 10 days. Hopefully within 8 to 9 days I'll be actually at Liverpool. So that's my plan. And I already reached out to the outdoor store in Liverpool, and they always have the rehydrated food available. I asked them about that, so they said yeah, there'll be no problem getting that. So that's good. And Liverpool I think will be a resting stop for me. I love Liverpool. Used to go there as a kid, just loved it. I haven't been there for a few years now, so it's overdue for a visit. And yeah, I like it. I like the nightlife there, I like the pubs, I like the music. And actually I should probably bump into the two people I met on the West Highland Way back in 2021 there when I did my 30th anniversary walk. They run their business from up there, so definitely I'll be reaching out to them when I get up there. Okay, I'm just at this next section here where I'm going to take the West Tagger Railroad section line. As you can see folks, if you walk this trail here you really need a map. I've got it on my phone, but yeah, I would have been completely lost today without that. I mean, I've got my Garmin in my pocket, but I'm pretty sure that, well actually that is up to date, so I should be okay with that one. So here we go, yeah. So that's me just came down that's just 0.9 mile there. And then you get the West Tagger Railroad grade, 0.4. So here you can see all these different, this joins the Poo Poo Point Trail and West Tagger Trail number 3. So this West Tagger Trail number 3, 1.6 miles is where I'll be joining it, and that will then, I believe that'll take me back down again to where the car is area, I think. Anyway, well it's definitely on this route, so good. Hope you're enjoying this folks, because I am. Just heard this girl running down the trail there ahead of me, coming behind me, and she came down from the same way I came, and yeah, she's got a bit lost. She went a different way from me. She at the hiker's hut, she went down to the left, which is the old where all the trees have been taken away and where they're going to actually put the trail back in. Well no, tell a lie, no, she went around the back of that. She did. It was after that she cut across all this field. But either way, yeah, she thought my way was better. So that's pretty good. And the sun's coming out. I mean, look how high you've come down already. It's just crazy. I mean, there's one of the. You can see where I came from. That was one of the towers, one of the summits I've been to. It's way up there. So I've actually come down quite a bit of elevation already. So I hadn't realised I came down that much. That's a hell of a lot. So good. And this is nice and easy, this trail. So I'm really happy with my legs. I'm also happy these cushioned socks, the extra cushioning from Smartwheel on the heels and the toes and the balls, fantastic. I get no hot spots whatsoever. So that's a winner, absolute winner. And I also bought a pair of, when I was at REI, I bought a pair of paddleboard, just very light waterproof shoes you can slip on. So I think what I'll do is, obviously for a lot of the crossings I'll just keep my boots on with the gaiters. I'll use a trick that they were told is you can take a thick pair of nitro gloves that you normally use for maybe do car mechanic repairs, and you cut all the fingers off and thumb, and eventually that gives you just a rubber tube, and if you pull it over your foot and pull it up, once you put your boots and socks on, you can then pull it back down, the bottom half of it, over the top of the boot, and that will give you a waterproof seal, so you won't get any water going into the top of your boots. And so I'd feel quite comfortable wading across, covering my boots up to maybe my in between my knee and my shin. But for anything deeper than that, I'll take them off, and if it was a long, or if it's a wide crossing, if it's a short crossing, I'll do that. If it's a wide crossing, I'll just actually take my boots off and put on those that have a nice big thick sole to save your feet from the bottom, and then I just walk across and wade across. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. Also picked up a black diamond light from I don't think I'll need a light, to be honest. Maybe for the middle of the night if I wake up. But in Scotland, August, September, it's very, very light. I also picked up just some other dried foods to try and see what they're like. So I'll probably snack into one of them tonight for my dinner, just to see what it's like. See, I did notice that the ones with chicken in them seem to have a way much more protein and calories than the one with beef. Don't know why that is. But when I post these videos of this, maybe people can put that in the comments why that's the case. But I've noticed all the chicken-based dishes get more protein and calories. I also tried a number of different sleeping pads. I have a climate sleeping pad, but it's quite thin, and I noticed a lot of the people, whether it's Hazel Duos or someone this morning, or Becky or Sarah from Fit for Adventure, or Niall from Tubba Travels, Niall and Lisa, I should say, I'm not to forget about you, Lisa. They have a much thicker pad, so I've tried a whole bunch. REI, that's a recreational store here, outdoor recreational store in Seattle. And for my tent, I'll be taking the my Hillyberg Atcoat, which I've had for a long time, but I had that. I went to the Hillyberg store here in Redmond and talked to the guys, and even though it's 20 years old, my tent, they said they're guaranteed 25 to 30 years, and mine's is in light use, so it's not an issue. He told me absolutely no issue buying another one, so that's good. But inside that, it's basically 24 inches wide, and I'd like something that fills up the entire area inside the tent, and it's 25 inches is what the large come. But I did notice in all of them, I did like the Sea to Summit Etherlite, not the Extreme, just the Etherlite insulated, and they have a wide version of it, and it's actually wide 25 at the middle, but it's not too, it's a bit narrower at each end. So I think what I'm going to do is get that, try that one, and I like the whole idea of that one because it also comes with a way to blow it up, which is good. The actual stuff sack turns into a blow up thing. Anyway, it's me rabbited on enough, so we'll turn this off for the moment. There we go. I'll give you an update here. So as you can probably see, I've actually came down quite a ways there from the top, and I'll show you on the map where I am here. So you'll probably see me here. I'm in the blue, and the green is left. Actually, just there's two trails here. You can see I came down one to the left there. Still Highline Trail. It really joins up with this green one in just a little bit, and then it's just back to the car. So I'm up at 7.56 miles. So I've probably got less than a mile, or a mile to go. But yeah, so the trail down here is beautiful. The sun's came out, and it's very, very pretty. And look at these trees. Crazy, right? At least 200 feet high. So yeah, so all in all, a very, very, very good day. I'm very happy with myself. I mean, haven't been training as hard as I should have been, to be perfectly honest. I've been doing a lot of like short walks, etc., but not carrying all my gear. But this last, I've been doing one long, tough climb walk once a week at the moment. I'm trying to build up to twice a week, and then I'll build up to 3 times a week. And when I do it 3 times a week, once I get up to like 10-mile walks, doing about 2,000 feet elevation gain 3 times a week, then I know I'm fit. So there we go. Anyway, I'll say bye bye for now, and we'll probably just, next one will be down towards the car. I think it's going to be noisy because you walk along next to the motorway, the freeway down there, so I'll probably just let you know when I'm back at the bottom, which is only about a mile. Okay, ciao. Well, this is me just almost back at the road level. You can hear the freeway in front of me. It's a nice lake, a little lake through there, pond. And yeah, you can see the freeway there. So yeah. So all in all, good. Very, very, very good. I'm pleased. Yeah. So I have to walk back along the road here. The only thing is this. So I was away for like 4.5 hours, and this battery for the Action 3 is now showing the one red bar. So I haven't used it full time, obviously. And this is the extreme battery, so that's annoying. Mind you, I think it says it's supposed to last 2 hours. If I add up all the footage I've taken later and it says 2 hours, then I'll be happy with that, I guess. So I'm going to have to get more of these. But probably another couple. I can charge them up. Or maybe just get an extra one and then just use one during the day, put a fresh one the next day and recharge the other one. So yeah, now down High Point Trail. It's very cool. Interesting road there. Don't know what it was. So anyway, I now just walk back along the road to the car. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here, folks, before my battery runs out. And I've got the GPS track and all that, so I'll upload these very, very shortly to YouTube. I'll probably release them once a week, so maybe maybe a month this comes out or so. Anyway, there we go, folks. Take care, and I'll see you on the next adventure.